What's up, fam? Chris here. I got some additional information on this Stars and Stripes dealership from a subscriber on their experience. I kind of just want to consolidate, make one video. I don't want to have a bunch of videos on the same topic. So for those of you who already saw my original video, I'll be deleting that. Just fast forward until we get to a part that you didn't hear of. So this is going to be my Stars and Stripes Langhorne, PA, Stars and Stripes Harley Davidson experience, and one of my subscribers' experience as well. As I said, I'm just putting it all on one video. So we're going to start with the good. The good about this dealership, Harley Davidson dealership, is Andy was my salesman. He was a great guy. The guys over in parts, Vinny and Shane, they're great guys. They make me feel appreciated, make me feel like I'm valued as a customer, my money is good there, etc. I mainly dealt with a guy named Joe in service. He seems like a good guy, but I don't know if he's just out of touch with customer service or, you know, just doesn't relate to how people feel when you deal with them in customer service. So the first issue I had, when I was far away in Tennessee, somewhere riding, stopped at a gas station, noticed my it was oil dripping from the bottom of my bike. One of the guys I was with was like, check the oil filter. I checked the oil filter and it was loose. Now I got the service done. I got the 1,000-mile. I didn't have a problem when I bought it out the showroom floor. I got the 1,000-mile service done at the dealership just to make sure everything was good. And after that 1,000-mile service, I took the long trip. I saw the oil leaking. I was far away from home. I called Joe up. Yo, Joe, my oil leaking out my bike. Come to find out the oil filter was loose. I just had to tighten it down. Oh, that's not good. You know, pretty much I'm looking for, oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. You know, whatever we can do for you, I'm sorry that shouldn't have happened. Let us know what we can do. Pretty much, etc. was the response I was looking for. Instead, he was like, oh, just when you come back up, bring it in, we'll check everything over. Well, I know how to check the fluids on my bike. I checked my oil level. My oil level was still okay because I caught it in time. But the point that I was trying to make was I bring my bike to a Harley dealership, not some, Joe Schmo on the side of the road, so I can be worry-free. I can have a worry-free experience. I can hit the road and go however many miles away from home and feel confident that everything is okay with my bike because it was just at the dealership. I spent $550 whatever on this service. I figured everything would be tight and good to go. That was my first kind of like bad taste in my mouth. All right. So just to finalize that story, when I came back from my trip, I took it up to Harley. They checked my fluids, said everything was good, and gave me a new oil filter. What I was looking for as a consumer was, what can we do to, for you, being as though this happened? Give you a t-shirt. We can, sorry for the inconvenience. Like, that's what makes my money feel appreciated there. Not, I don't need an oil filter. I tighten the oil filter down. Like, you know what I mean? When I change my oil with AMSOIL, I get the whole package. That's what I only took it for the 1,000-mile, just in case there was any shavings, metal shavings, something wasn't wrong. It'll be apparent right there, and you can handle it under warranty while it's there. Now that I know that the bike is good, I do my own services, and since I've done my own service, I have not had any oil leaks from the oil filter. The next thing was, when I got work done on my bike there, it could have been this I don't know exactly what it was I brought it in there for, but it was raining outside and my bike was pretty much parked half in the rain, half under the awning, when the mechanic could have just turned the bike a different way, so it was totally under the awning, not getting rained on. I said something to Joe. Joe's response was, well, that's not us, that's them. Okay, that was not a cool response in my book. The response that I would have been looking for as a consumer was, oh, I'm sorry that happened. I'll make sure to tell the mechanic, if it's raining, try to get the bike under the awning. I apologize about that. But that's not what I got. That's not us, that's them. So I guess it's on me to go into the shop, start talking to mechanics about how they park my bike in the rain. All right. I took my bike in there to get, when you buy a brand new bike from them, they talk about free tires for life. You don't pay for it. It's like a little promotion that they offer when you buy a brand new bike from them. You get free tires for life. Oh, cool. All right, cool. I ain't paying any extra, but I'll take it. It's the beginning of the riding season. I see Facebook posts about the wrench lights coming on with the brake fluid needing to be changed. I want to put some Metsler Cruise Techs on my bike, do away with the Dunlops, and or Dunlops, whatever they're called. My back tire was around 330 seconds. The front was 330 seconds when I measured it. I was over 7,000 miles. So I go up there and say, hey, I want to get the free tires for life. Joe told me it's got to be 330 seconds. They want to see about 10,000 miles. Can't have any plugs. And then, once he said that the back was there but the front wasn't, I said, okay, I'll just buy the front tire. If you can just put the back on, do the back, free tires for life, at least I'll save that money. When we got in, he asked me if I had any plugs. I said no. I think I did have to plug it because it was fairly new and I didn't want to, change the tire, a brand new tire. I plugged it and been fine ever since. Now that it's worn down to the 330 seconds. But I said no anyway, but that's a non-factor because then he asked me, did you get all your services up to date? I said yes. He said, did you get a service here? I said no, I got 1,000 miles, I did the 5,000 myself. He said, oh, well, you avoided it. Then he handed me the paper of all the stipulations. The person who bought the bike from the dealership has to call the dealership and schedule the appointments for service on time at the dealership they bought the bike from. 330 seconds, 10,000 miles, no plugs, no whatever. So I'm like, all right, well, you know what? I'll buy both the tires. You know what I mean? Like, I already had parts ordered my tires. My tires were there, Metsler Cruise Techs. Can you please just put these tires on my bike? I'll pay for them. Cool. I also would like to have my brake fluid flush front and back. That way my wrench light doesn't come on in the middle of my riding season. Long story short, come to pick my bike up. I'm driving home. Grab my load. I notice this brake fluid leaking out of my front reservoir. My front master cylinder reservoir brake fluid is leaking. It's not residual. It's just leaking. I'll wipe it. And it keeps leaking. And I'll wipe it. And I'll leak. It's on my gas tank and everything. So I did not get my bike washed after I got this service done because I don't want anybody else washing my bike. So I told Joe, don't wash my bike. Don't worry about it. Thank you. Appreciate it. Don't wash my bike. I called Joe. Joe said bring the bike back to the dealership so we can check it out. I bring it back. Joe tells me the mechanic says that's why we like to wash the customer's bike before we give it back to them so they don't have to worry about this brake fluid leaking. So he's assuming that I don't know what I'm talking about. And the mechanic is assuming that it's just residual out of the crease of the lid in the master cylinder. That's what he's assuming. But he assumed wrong because I know what I'm doing. I change bars, I change my brake line, my clutch cable, bleed the brakes. After I do that, I service my own bike. I'm mechanically inclined enough to know what I'm talking about. I'm not some soccer mom, but he didn't give me the benefit of the doubt and automatically saw me as a soccer mom complaining about something that I know nothing about. All right, so I should have washed my bike. I told Joe washing my bike wasn't going to change anything because it's actively leaking.
I'm still at the bottom, you know.
What?
Chris, can you come in my house?
Go ahead.
Can I start doing?
Go ahead.
No, it's good.
All right, so where was I at? So he looked at it. Also, my front right speaker was blown. I just asked them if they can just change that under warranty, which they did. While I was waiting to get this stuff situated, I saw Doug, the general manager of the store. I said, hey, Doug, I want to be reasonable. I just want to have a conversation with you. Andy in sales is great. Vinny and Shane in parts are great. But the service department, I will not be bringing my bike to the service department anymore. I was expecting a concerned response. Oh, why not? Oh, what's going on? We want to make it right. How can we make it right? How can we keep your business? Instead, when I said, when I was explaining all this stuff to him, he told me I should have washed my bike, but it wouldn't have changed anything because it's leaking. He agreed. Yeah, washing the bike wouldn't have changed it leaking if it's leaking. I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, I just don't like, the attitude of this particular mechanic. Because I'm sure it's got to be at least one mechanic there that takes pride in what he does and treats his customers like gold. But this one, I'm not willing to chance it anymore. And when I told him I'm not bringing my bike here for service, he chuckled, laughed. Yeah, you'll be back. You'll be back. And I'm like, what do you mean I'll be back? He said, customers say that all the time, and then they try other Harley dealerships, and those Harley dealerships are worse than this one, and then they wind up coming back here. I see them moping around in the service department. Like, yeah, I thought this guy said he wasn't going to come back here, but now I see him back here. So instead of priding your business on absolute customer service and having a great experience, your reason for me coming back is that other Harley dealerships are worse than yours. All right, so I wasn't expecting that from the general manager. He asked me if I talked to Ed, the service manager. I said no. I mean, he's a general manager. I figured I'd just start at the top, but that was worthless. When I was about to take my bike back from the dealership, the mechanic that worked on my bike was walking by. So I asked, yo, hey, did he tighten down the screws? He's like, oh, here he is right here. I said, hey, did you tighten down the screws? He said, no, I just wiped it off. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess it's still going to be leaking when I drive away, which it was. And then he said the speaker. So when Joe was telling me about the speaker, we replaced the speaker, but he said you had your EQs all the way up. Well, you can't do that or whatever. And then Joe was like, you can't tell a customer how to put his EQ settings. I'm like, yeah, I agree. I normally had it on HD signature. I recently did a custom EQ with like the first three lines, which is like the bass and the mid bass and stuff. I had them down a couple notches with the treble and everything all the way up. Wasn't too concerned about bass. And he blamed me for the speaker blowing because my EQ settings were custom. Like I said, they wasn't all the way up across the board. The first three was down 2 notches. I saw a post on Facebook where they were saying, you can get a little more sound out of it and everything. So I don't think that's reasonable to say that I blew the speakers by having my EQ settings like that. And I don't think it's anything in the manual telling you what you can and can't do with your EQ settings. I got Harman Kardon in my charger, and I got the EQs all the way up. I got the mid bass down a couple notches. There's only 3: bass, mid, and treble. I got the mid down about 2 or 3 notches, the bass all the way up, treble all the way up, and I ride that thing full blast for the past 4 or 5 years. Didn't have any speakers blow on me, because I'm guessing they designed it so the customer can't just blow their speakers. But anyway, I was blamed for the brake fluid for not getting my bike washed. I was blamed for the speakers, for my EQ settings, and when I asked him, he said your handlebars are too high. That's why your brake fluid is leaking. The master cylinder doesn't sit, level with the ground, which it doesn't when you take a turn and lean either, right? But okay. So I said my handlebar is too high. What are you talking about? Harley handlebars been high since the beginning of time, and nobody had brake fluid leaking on their gas tank because of that reason. So I'm starting to get pissed off. I don't even want to talk to the guy no more. So it's my fault for putting my handlebars too high. It's my fault for not getting my bike washed. That's why my brake fluid is leaking. It's my fault that my speaker blew because I did a custom EQ. That sums that up. All right, it's been about 12 days now. Oh, so the next day I called Joe like, hey, my brake fluid's still leaking, like I thought it was because he didn't do anything different. So Joe was like, all right, we probably gonna have to get a new lid. The new lid is about $25. It's cheap enough. You might want to just buy it yourself instead of going through warranty. What? You're supposed to be accommodating. You're bringing in, we'll take care of you. Instead, he's recommending I buy something that's covered under warranty myself and put it on myself to avoid the hassle of the warranty work. Okay, as a consumer, I would like to hear, yeah, no problem bringing it in. We'll put the lid on, get you squared away. But I didn't hear that. All right. He said, we don't have the lid in stock. It takes about 3 to 5 days to get here. I'll call you when it gets here. I said, well, Joe, can you just look and see when you can get it? That way I know when it's going to be there. That way I can schedule to bring my bike in at that time. Oh, no, it'll be 23 to 5 days. He kept brushing me off. And this has been an ongoing thing. Every time I talk to this guy, he just brushes you off. Like, you don't take your concern serious, whatever. Well, it's been 12 days now. Never got a call back, right? I'm going to piggyback off of that. Right after I got off the phone with him, I called the parts department and kind of found out they got 5 of them in stock 20 feet away from where Joe's at. So now I'm pissed off because now you just lied to me. You didn't even bother to see if you had the lid in stock. And you just brushed me off to get me off the phone. So I told the parts department, just go ahead and pull one of those master cylinder lids for me. I'll do it myself. I cannot deal with these people no more in service. It's very frustrating. right? So 12 days later, Joe still never called me back. It's like, hey, we got your lid in, come on so we can swap it out. And also when I was talking to Parts about putting the lid to the side, I said I want to speak to the service manager, Ed, because Ed wasn't answering. When I hit the operator and asked for Ed, they rung. I couldn't get through to him. He said he's in a meeting or something like that, so I left a message for him to call me back. The guy from Parts said I'll personally send this message to him for him to call you back. 12 days later, Ed never called me back. 12 days later, Joe never called me back. I never got a phone call from Doug. I want to follow up for any of these issues, so they obviously don't care. That same day when I was there, going through all these issues with the bike, there was a guy there with his Harley and his tour pack, and he had a brake light for the tour pack that he just wanted the hose drilled so he can put his brake light on. Joe told him, no, we can't do it. Sorry. He didn't say come back another time, we're busy, anything. He said, nope, we can't do it. Sorry. And I'm telling the boy, I'm like, yo, you can get the template off Amazon. You can just, whatever. Yeah, but I ain't want to do it. I just wanted them to drill the hose so I can go ahead and put it on. I said something to Joe like, yo, y'all got the template back here or whatever? He's like, nah, you ain't even check. He didn't even check if you had the template. He just said no, just like you did on my brake fluid slid. So I told the boy, like, man, that's a shame, man. You spend a premium on these bikes, and he can't even act like he wants to accommodate you. He's just saying no, see you later. So I said, all Harley dealerships and all like this, man, you got to go to the right one. I told him I went to Hannum's Harley. They looked out for me. There's still some good ones out there. You just got to find them. So I think that was kind of messed up that they just brushed the dude off like that. What's next? All right, so my subscriber. So now, put my hands up so you can see when the new part starts. That wasn't in the old video. So just fast forward to this. Touchdown. All right. One of my subscribers said, 2025, wintertime, 8:45 a.m. Him and two other older gentlemen, he's like 60-something, so I'm assuming they were 70, 80 years old, walked into the dealership at 8:45 a.m. They told me, so this is all alleged. This is from the mouth of my subscriber. This is not my experience, so this is all alleged, right? He said when he was inside the store, the service manager, Ed, came out and said, this is quotation marks, I'm gonna just say the letter, so it's not, I don't want to disturb anybody with the language. What the F you doing in here? Y'all not supposed to be the F in here. Who the F opened the door? That's the service manager, Ed, talking to my subscriber and the two other older gentlemen. So I know somebody mentioned in my last video about race. It could be race related. I don't see color. I see character like, any reasonable person is supposed to. But in this case, my subscriber was African American and the two older gentlemen were Caucasian. So it appears that race doesn't matter about how they treat you here. And pretty much the subscriber feel as though that the employees feel empowered to treat people like crap because it's horrible from the top, which you already saw. I just explained that. So the guy Ed followed them outside. As they walked outside, the older guys was like, but it's cold outside. It's a wintertime, it's very cold. Like, can we just hang in there? You're open in 15 minutes. You open at 9, the door was open at 8:45. Well, we just figured we walk in, like you got, hey, you open up, whatever, you guys are cool, just, look around. Instead, it was get the F out. So when the older guy was like, it's cold out here, he didn't care. Go outside. You're not supposed to be in here. And then the guy, Ed, followed him outside and kept pretty much saying, like, still cursing at him. My subscriber said, look, we done walked outside. You're not going to keep following me, cussing at me. So he changed from my subscriber and started talking more crap to the older guys. Senior citizen type guys, you know what I mean? And my subscriber said that he was told 7,000 miles. A friend of his was told 12,000 miles for the tire for life. When he went in there at 7,000 miles, they told him, no, the 7,000 is for soft tails. It's 10,000 for the touring bikes. And the other guy was like, well, why they tell me 12,000? So I don't know if they're playing games with all that stuff like that or whatever. So the same subscriber, he got work done. They scratched his saddlebag lid. He went to pick his bike up. He's like, yo, there's a big behind scratch on my saddlebag lid. His service advisor, I don't know specifically the name. His service advisor told him, this is that Stars and Stripes Harley. How do we know that scratch wasn't there already? My subscriber said, well, you walked around the bike when you brought it in and that scratch wasn't there. You could have saw that, right? So he got mad. He said, now I'm getting pissed off. Now y'all blaming me for the scratch. So they're like, all right, we'll just try to buff it out. Well, the scratch was too deep to be buffed out. So they was trying to get a new lid, and they offered him, yeah, we'll get you a new lid if you go half with us. He's like, I'm not going half. Y'all scratched my lid. He's under the assumption that it was the person that was washing his bike that scratched it, swung his foot over. Cause I don't know if he was there while I was getting work done. He doesn't think the mechanic did it, but that's just his thoughts. They said go half. He said, no, I'm not going half. I want to replace my lid. Long story short, they replaced this lid. All right. They bought a whole new lid for him. So that's in a nutshell. Hopefully I kind of squeeze it in. I just want everybody to have the full experience without having to watch multiple videos so they don't miss anything. Now I will say there are plenty of good Harley dealers out here, but with social media and everything, it shouldn't be unknown where not to go, where you're not appreciated at. So if you know good Harley dealers, post them here. I'm in the tri-state area. Like I said, Hannums did me good. Barb's is pretty much cool. And yeah, man, any other Harley dealers, put them on there. If you know of a scan tool that I can bleed my brakes and reset that wrench light on the newer bikes, that's the issue. Resetting the wrench light on the newer bikes. I need a scan tool that's capable of doing that. I'm just gonna start bleeding my own brakes. I'll mess around and get it whatever I need to change my own tires too. I'm putting the saddlebag kit on my bike right now as we speak. I'm doing it myself. I got my own tools. I got mechanical knowledge. Some things I just felt like I'll take it to the dealer because I don't have a tire machine and everything else. With that being said, peace, love, and happiness.